Sermon number 190. Fear of Allah, and love of Ahlul Bayt. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Importance of fear of Allah, desolateness of the grave, and about the death of the lover of Ahlul Bayt being like that of a martyr. I praise him out of gratefulness for his reward, and I seek his assistance in fulfilling his rights. He has a strong army. His dignity is grand. I stand witness that Muhammad, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him and his progeny, is his slave and his prophet. He called people to his obedience and overpowered his enemies by fighting for the sake of his religion. Peoples joining together to falsify him and their attempt to extinguish his light did not prevent him from it. You should therefore exercise fear of Allah because it is a rope whose twist is strong and its pinnacle is lofty and invulnerable. Hasten toward death in its pangs, by doing good acts, and be prepared for it before its approach, because the ultimate end is the day of judgment. This is enough preaching for one who understands and enough of a lesson for one who does not know. What idea do you have, before reaching that end, of the narrowness of grave, the hardship of loneliness, fear of the passage towards the next world, the pangs of fear, the shifting of ribs here and there, due to narrowing of the grave, the deafness of ears, the darkness of the grave, fear of the promised punishment, the closing of the receptacle of the grave and the laying of stones? Therefore, fear Allah, O creatures of Allah, because the world is behaving with you in the usual way, and you and the day of judgment are in the same rope, close to each other, as though it has come with its signs, has approached with its pleas and has made you stand in its way, and as though it has come forward with all its quakings and has settled down with its chest on the ground, while the world has parted from its people and has turned them out of its lap. It was like a day that has passed or a month that has gone by. Its new things have become old and the fat ones have become thin. They are in a narrow place, in very complicated affairs and in a fire whose pain is sharp, cries are loud, flames are rising, sound is trembling, burning is severe, abatement is remote, its fuel is burning, its threats are fearful, its hollows are hidden, its sides are dark. Its vessels are aflame, and everything about it is abominable. And shall be conveyed those who feared the wrath of their Lord, in companies unto the garden. They are safe from chastisement, away from punishment, and kept aloof from fire. Their abode will be peaceful, and they will be pleased with their longing and their place of stay. These are the people whose acts in this world were chaste, their eyes were tearful, their nights in this world were like days because of fearing and seeking forgiveness, and their days were like nights because of feeling of loneliness and separation. Therefore, Allah made paradise the place of their eventual return and a reward in recompense. They were most eligible and suitable for it, in the eternal domain and everlasting favors. Therefore, O creatures of Allah, pay regard to all that by being regardful of which one will succeed and by ignoring which one will incur loss, and hasten towards your death by means of your good acts, because you are bound by what you have done in the past and you have to your credit only what good acts you have sent forward. Behave in such a way, as though the feared event, death, has come upon you, so that you cannot return to do good acts, nor can you be cleared of evil acts. Allah may prompt us and you for his obedience and obedience of his Prophet, and forgive us and you by his great mercy. Stick to the earth, keep patient in trials, do not move your hands and swords after the liking of your tongues. And do not make haste in matters in which Allah has not asked for haste, because any one of you who dies in his bed while he had knowledge of the rights of Allah and the rights of his prophets and members of the Prophet's house, will die as martyr. his reward is incumbent on Allah. He is also eligible to the recompense of what good acts he has intended to do, since his intention takes the place of drawing his sword. Certainly, for everything there is a time and a limit.